Hello, magical people. How's everybody doing out there? My name is Meg Moonbeam, and welcome back to my YouTube, Rumble, and X channels for a special new moon in Scorpio forecast for the all collective and all signs, all 12 signs as well. So, thank you all so much for joining me. We are in Samhain, Halloween week, Scorpio season. This is my absolute favorite time of year. So I know it's intense out there, but I hope you guys are enjoying the magical energies that are afoot. Before we get into the astrology, just want to mention please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channels and all my links, my readings, my courses, my socials. Everything is in the description box below, so you guys can go check that out there. And I love to hear from you guys, how you guys are feeling with the current energies. If what I'm talking about resonates with you for the collective and all 12 signs, let me know in the live chat or the comments below. So, yeah, I'm filming this Tuesday, October 29th, and we are now in the new moon portal. So, of course, the 3 days before and after a new moon, full moon, we are within the portal of the lunation. We are within the energy. Hello, Tracy. Nice to see you. I'm happy to hear that you're feeling great today. That's fantastic. Yeah, we're within this new moon portal. We've got so much Scorpio energy going on at the moment. I'll bring up the chart to show you guys. Of course, the sun is in Scorpio. New moon in Scorpio will be exact on Friday, November 1st at, what's the exact time there? 8:47 a.m. Eastern time. Okay. Sun is in Scorpio, new moon in Scorpio, the two rulers of Scorpio, Pluto and Mars, in an opposition right now, which will be exact on November 3rd, and they're almost exact at the time of this new moon. And if it doesn't get Scorpio enough for you, Pluto, the modern day ruler of Scorpio, at the end of his being in Capricorn transit, getting ready to go into Aquarius on November 19th. So this is just Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio influence. I'm going to say the word Scorpio so much in this video. It's so much Scorpionic energy going on, which I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you listen to my content or you're into astrology or mysticism, I'm sure you know some things about the sign of Scorpio. You know, Scorpio is death, rebirth, transformation, our shadow side, the hidden and dark side of life. It can be crime and drama and suspense, sex, hidden money, the financial systems, powerful people, really, really powerful leaders, really, really powerful healers and healing modalities. But then on the really shadow side of Scorpio, you know, as I said, criminality, dark arts people. Scorpio is about extremes. Okay. So with Scorpio, we're either feeling really, really good and we're feeling really empowered and magical, or we're feeling totally shitty and we're expressing our shadow side and it's a really screwed up place. There's no in between with Scorpio. So if you're noticing in this Scorpio season and around this new moon in Scorpio, you're a little bit all over the place. Okay, Scorpio rules extremes, so that makes a lot of sense. Digibean says, big breakthroughs the last few days. Well, I'm very happy to hear that, Digibean. Yeah, Scorpio is the breakdown, right? The dark night of the soul, the revealing that then brings us the breakthrough. So this is a theme that many of us can be going on in our personal lives, and we're definitely seeing that in the collective. Okay, we are definitely in a dark night of the soul period. We are definitely, in a period of huge revealing for the collective in terms of the government, politicians, powerful people, powerful systems, secrets that have been hidden. So much is coming to light right now. Very, very powerful time. And what's cool about the astrology is if we're aware of it, we can consciously work with it, right? Instead of being kind of being worked against with it. So Andrea says, both my husband and I are Scorpios. Wow, that is quite a sexy pair, quite a powerful pair that you and your husbands are Scorpios. So interesting. Scorpios when we do the 12 signs predictions, I'm going to be the harshest on Scorpios probably. We'll see what happens because Scorpios, we'll get into that, but it's just very intense that the two rulers of Scorpio are in an opposition right now. Okay, so we'll get to that. We'll get to the 12 signs, but let's talk about the collective more in depth first. So I've talked about some of the themes that Scorpio rules, and these are areas of life that we can see in the collective being really, really highlighted. And yes, new moons are about new beginnings, fresh new energy, setting our intentions. I do think that this new moon is a great new moon to be setting intentions. And we'll talk about when we go through each of the 12 signs, what areas of life, based on the sun, moon, rising signs, are the best areas to set your intentions. But with that Mars Pluto opposition, Mars and Pluto are about action. Okay, so we're being called to action and we're being called out by the universe on where we're slacking, where we're being lazy, where we're being disempowered. Okay, so with this Mars Pluto opposition, it can be revealing to us where we've been disempowered or power struggles. It can also be revealing to us, how powerful we actually are and what is going on in the present moment. What's the truth about what's going on in the present moment? Very, very important to be honest with yourself about reality checks that can be coming up. Saturn is supporting us in a trine to the new moon at the exact time of the new moon within a 3-degree orb. So we've got that Mars Pluto opposition exact. It's not a normal new moon. It's more intense. And it's interesting because there is a letting go that needs to take place with this new moon. The moon is at fall position in Scorpio. So, my grandmother moon, she doesn't love to be in the sign of Scorpio because she's all about our emotions and nurturing and feeling good and feeling comfortable and safe and protected. And Scorpio is the sign that rules destruction and all hell breaking loose and the most intense, darkest sides of life. So it is a new moon where our fears can be coming up, our shadow side can be coming up. There is an opportunity for a release, and also an opportunity to set very powerful intentions, because Scorpio is the sign that rules power, okay, that can last into the long term with that sun and trine to granddaddy Saturn. Saturn is going into the long term. Scorpio, I feel like, is also underrated for how it can be having to do with into the long term, because Scorpio is about loyalty. Scorpio is about endurance and perseverance. Okay. Scorpio is also merging with others. Okay. To merge with others. So this new moon can be highlighting to us, who are we merged with in sex? Scorpio rules sex, in dating, in friendship, in family, in our relationship dynamics. And do those actually serve us? What are we merged to? Okay. And is that positive or is that at a detriment to each of us? So there's a lot of, it's very powerful because, fears can be coming to the surface where our shadow side can be highlighted. We can be tempted by our kind of shadow issues with that Mars in opposition to Pluto and the new moon in Scorpio. We can be really feeling like if we've got any issues with any kind of addiction or behavioral pattern or subconscious tendency or limiting beliefs, those are definitely being highlighted right now. So you're not going crazy if you're feeling those things very intense. But remember, through the breakdown comes the breakthrough. And this is an intense and volatile energy where this new moon unconsciously is like all hell breaking loose, acting from your anger, acting from revenge, acting from betrayal, being in that lower Scorpio archetype of the snake. And the higher expression of this new moon is Scorpio is acknowledging the shadow side, doing healing work, proactively doing healing work in whatever areas of life that you're struggling with, and being very mindful of where you direct your energy, Mars and Pluto. Okay. And I know I've been saying this the whole past week, but I really feel like with this Mars-Pluto opposition, if we're directing our energy in positive ways that serve us, it's going to amplify and be even greater. And if we put our energy towards self-sabotaging places that don't serve us, it can be really fucked up and all over the place. Okay. Like really, really negative, really big shit show. So you guys are going to hear me say this again and again and again. Be mindful of your shadow side. Be mindful of your weaknesses. Be mindful of your temptations at this side, because Scorpio highlights that. And Scorpio season does give power to that. Okay. We can be going through a huge death and rebirth process in whatever area of life. In our charts, we have 9 degrees of Scorpio. So check in your personal charts where you have 9 degrees of Scorpio, because that's going to be an area of life that is very highlighted with this new moon. And I do love, thank God, that the new moon is at a Sagittarius degree. So it's at 9 degrees. All right. And that is a very light, positive, optimistic, hopeful degree. Sagittarius is the sign that comes after Scorpio. It is the light, it is the optimism, it is the journey, right? It is the expansion that comes after we've gone through the dark night of the soul. So there is an influence of things can be feeling a little bit all over the place with this new moon. But there's great medicine, there's great potential that can be offered if we're honest with ourselves about where we're at, what needs to be worked on, and what do we truly want from our own self-empowered place moving into the future, right? Scorpio is about our own empowerment, okay? Heart of Josiah, hello, says, have felt this and recently did Rohun to deal with past experiences that I was needing to heal from. I'm ready to up level. Well, that's very powerful. Thank you very much for sharing that. And, you know, we, in the spiritual and woo woo community, we talk about a lot about healing, doing the healing work. Okay. But Scorpio is the real deal healing modalities. Okay, so things that are in alignment to be doing around this new moon in Scorpio or on the new moon in Scorpio is like doing spiritual psychotherapy or just therapy in general, shamanism, sweat lodge, doing like a really powerful cleanse physically or spiritually. You know, Scorpio is not just I'm just going to pull my angel card, see what the angels have to say, not to diss the angels, but you know, it's like the real deal, your hands and feet in the mud, getting naked and looking at yourself, looking in the mirror, right? Being honest about where you've screwed up, being honest about your shadow, honesty work, right? Hard conversations. That's Scorpio. It's not namby-pamby stuff. So yeah, Digibean says setbacks can be huge, but so can the rewards for self-mastery. I love that. That is so, so true. You know, Scorpio also rules people that are dead, our ancestors, our departed loved ones. And this new moon in Scorpio is happening the day after Samhain, Halloween. So, you know, Halloween is the modern day word that we use for Samhain, which is our traditional holiday of the when the veils are at their thinnest. Okay, so I do have British ancestry, so I do celebrate traditional Samhain. And this is the time when the veils are thin between the summertime. Samhain actually means summer's end and the winter time. We're like in this in between point where we're very close to the spiritual world and we can more easily receive messages, signs, synchronicities from our guides, from our higher selves, the universe, but in particularly our dear departed loved ones. Okay. So this new moon in Scorpio, it's also good to be, you know, it's with Samhain, it's the day after Samhain, Halloween, connecting to your ancestors, connecting to those who have crossed over and asking for signs, asking for clear messages from them can be very, very powerful. They are definitely with us in this new moon in Scorpio, for sure. And I love that we've got Jupiter in exact sextile to Chiron. at the time of this new moon, and we're having this for the whole, pretty much the whole month of November. Jupiter sextile Chiron, but it's exact at the time of this new moon. So Jupiter at a Scorpio degree, 20 degrees in Gemini in sextile to Chiron at 20 degrees a Scorpio degree in Aries. Chiron, of course, is the wounded healer. He represents our healing journey, our traumas, right? The things that we need to work with. Has a lot to do with our inner child. And Jupiter, the planet of expansion, growth, wisdom, is expanding positively. It's in a sextile, it's a harmonious aspect. The influence of Chiron. So this new moon, it's very powerful, as I said, for doing self-healing work, real deal healing work. Okay, because that's Scorpio. Scorpio doesn't mess around. So very powerful stuff, you guys. We can also see in the collective, because Scorpio rules revealing, huge secrets coming to the surface, people that are bad guys being outed big time in the collective. So from now, Tuesday, October 29th, all the way until, I would say, November 4th. Okay, so for the whole next week, we're like in this new moon portal where there's about to be a lot revealed so that we can move forward into the future, into the Pluto in Aquarius era that's going to be starting on November 19th. Very, very exciting. So, okay, before we get into readings for each of the 12 signs for this new moon in Scorpio, let's do some collective cards. And I also forgot to mention that Scorpio is one of the financial signs. It rules hidden money, investments, inheritances, taxes. We're already seeing the tax system being revealed. President Donald Trump says he's open to abolishing federal income taxes. That's huge news. And there's likely to be, for the whole month of November, and particularly around the new moon in Scorpio on November 1st and the full moon in Taurus on November 15th, very big financial changes happening collectively, because that's the financial axis in astrology, Scorpio and Taurus. So there is the death of what we have been comfortable with so far, and we're moving forward into totally new systems that Scorpio empower the people. That's what Pluto in Aquarius is all about. So I'm going to pull a few cards for us here. And I got this really cool new deck, Cosmic Magic Oracle, by Valerie Tejea. So I'm really liking this one. Let's see what we get. Ooh, okay. Step out of your comfort zone. The North Node. And water, the element of water. Let's see, I felt to bring out my medicine cards deck, which I don't know if I've ever pulled from these ones before in a live show. My soul sister, Marie Jose, recently gifted these to me. So thank you so much, Marie Jose, for these new cards. Let's see what we get here. Interesting that there's a whale on the water card. So we've got the whale coming out. The spider, which is a very scorpionic animal. Ooh, very much about our fears, facing our fears, creativity. The spider makes the web. What kind of web are you weaving? What are you creating with your intention, with your action? Right? Spider is a very powerful totem, that it is one of those shadow animals that can be scary, right? Definitely ruled by Scorpio. And I love in the medicine cards deck, they have beautiful, like, poetic descriptions. So I'll just read what it says for the spider. Spider, weaving webs of delight. Weave me a peaceful world, carrying creation in your web, waiting to be unfurled. The key word is weaving. I'm so sorry, you guys. One sec. Okay, sorry. I thought I had to sneeze again. I've been sneezing a lot lately. Excuse me. And we sneeze whenever truth is spoken. So the spider totem is with us. Baja Girl Hello says, all about going into a new system, a better system coming from love. Yeah, we are weaving a new system. We are weaving our timelines. Hello, Jenny. Yeah, Jenny says, spider just in time for Halloween. And it can be kind of scary because the system is falling apart. The system is dying, okay, which can be a little bit freaky. But we are co-creating, we are weaving at every moment. So being very mindful of what kind of web you're weaving in your personal life, which then does affect the whole collective. We are so much more powerful than we have been told in our little matrix system that I think most of us have been brought up in. If you weren't brought up in that, you're very, very lucky, but most of us were brought up in that. And it's been a very disempowering, disheartening system. It's been the opposite of Scorpio because Scorpio rules power, right? So this new moon in Scorpio can help us step back into our power. And interesting, we've got this step out of your comfort zone card because Scorpio rules stepping out of your comfort zone. It's not comfortable. So this new moon, even though new moons can be typically more comfortable than a full moon, it is uncomfortable and it's inviting us into new pathways. Hello, and thank you for joining. My Scorpio sister is here. So, wow, it's crazy because Scorpio is a water sign. Scorpio rules stepping out of your comfort zone, and Scorpio rules spiders. So, we've just pulled 3 cards for this new moon in Scorpio that all have to do with Scorpio. That is wild. So, we're very in alignment, we're in the right place. I'm also going to pull from, I've got so many decks over here. My Shaman's Oracle. You guys know I've been pulling from that a lot lately. Hello, Kentucky Cowboy. Nice to see you. And, you know, Scorpio rules shamanism, right? And shamanism is like real deal spirituality. I don't mean to knock other forms of spirituality, but earth-based ways are the real deal because that's actually what's going on in the physical. Being connected to the nature and the plants and the animals and the cycles, right? So let's see, what's our Shaman's Oracle card for this new moon in Scorpio? What do we need to know that maybe is a little bit intense? Let's get a real Scorpio message. How can we work with this new moon in Scorpio for our highest good? What wants to be revealed to us? Dancer of Promise. Interesting. I've never pulled that one before. Dancer of Promise. Let's see what it says in the book, which also has really good descriptions. Dancer of Promise. Okay. Let's see here. I am the dancer of promise. I hold out my hands to catch the waves of delight and power that wash over me and bestow them on anyone who seeks my help. I will fill you with the light of the morning, enlivening you with joyful anticipation of triumph and hope of what is to be. In my dance is the brightest movement of fire, the sharp dash of water, the slow wonder of the earth, and the swift passage of air. I lead the way to the realization of dreams and the fulfillment of desires. Promise gives us something to look forward to, offering a gleam of hope when all is dark or dead, things that Scorpio rules. As we move through life, there are moments when we cannot find the way forward. We can see neither good nor bad ahead. Yet with this help, we are projecting fleetingly into the future and see there the possibilities we may catch when the movement arrives. The Dancer of Promise makes a vow to us to shine a light on the opportunities that lie on our path. In turn, we must make our own promise to embrace the chances that life offers us and endeavor to live up to the undertaking. Keywords: looking forward, determination, the gift of opportunity, a glimpse of the future, activity, dreaming, a contract with the self and with others, potentialities. This is very much in alignment with it being a new moon. right? What promises are we making? What promises have we been keeping? What promises haven't we been keeping? Scorpio is like being really honest with yourself. And this is a new moon where we can make very powerful promises for going into the future, but we have to be honest with ourselves. Scorpio is about real deal honesty, no bullshit, and being able to take accountability on where we've maybe screwed up, right? Where we've maybe been in our unconscious selves, been in our shadow aspect. So, very cool cards that we've got for this new moon. Okay, now let's get into each of the 12 signs for this new moon in Scorpio. And we're going to start with the Aries. Okay, have we got any Aries here in the live chat? Aries, Aries, Aries. Well, Aries, you're having this new moon in your 8th house. You have Scorpio as the ruler of your 8th house of Scorpio. So this is a good new moon for really digging deep, being honest with yourself about where you're at in life, maybe where you've been disempowered, how to take the power back. You know, Aries usually aren't that disempowered unless something is really like not in alignment or they've got some really counteracting placements in the chart. But Aries, I love this new moon for you for doing things where I keep hearing for you digging deep, go beneath the surface, go into the hidden mysteries of life, have deep conversations with yourself and others. This can be a good new moon for making new investments. I'm not a financial advisor, but the 8th house of Scorpio does rule investments, hidden money. There could be a gift or new opportunity for you to make money or make some sort of investment, so that can be highlighted for sure. And also new moon in Scorpio in the 8th house can bring new, positive sexual energy into your life. It is a good time for sexy time. It is a good time for tantra and sexual healing. Very, very powerful indeed. And your ruler Mars is in an opposition to Pluto. So Aries, you are the sister sign to Scorpio because Aries and Scorpio are both ruled traditionally by the planet Mars. So with Mars in an opposition to Pluto, there can be, power struggle that you're experiencing. And at the time of this new moon, you do have Mars in Cancer in the 4th house. He is about to move into Leo and ingress into your 5th house on November 3rd. But there can be power struggles with family members, with women, also with people at work, with Pluto in your 10th house. Okay, so just be very mindful where we want to take a breath before reacting to anything because Aries and Scorpios in particular can be very reactive with this Mars Pluto opposition. So just, check your anger, check your frustration. And I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself if you do need to stand up for yourself, but there can be some kind of dramatization or feeling on the edge, feeling overly frustrated. So I do think it's good for the Aries sun, moon, and risings to be, doing physical movement as an astrological remedy, having sex, being sexual around this new moon in Scorpio, to get the most out of it, to be empowered, to be able to dig deep. You can also have some very like paranormal experiences, some very magical experiences with this new moon in your 8th house. So definitely want you guys to get the best out of it. But there can be some conflict, some form of challenge going on work-wise or with family. So remember to not take that personally and act with grace. But if you do need to stand up for yourself, then you do need to stand up for yourself. Jenny says, Aries sun, daughter with Scorpio moon and rising. Wow. Mother-in-law power struggle and masculine energies. Always on point, Meg. Well, thank you, Jenny. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense with her being an Aries sun, moon, Scorpio rising. That is intense. Wowzers. So, and you know what? Let's pull a card for each of the signs as well. And what card should we pull for each? Let's do from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle cards. Okay, so we'll also pull a card for each of the signs. And, Scorpio season, amazing time for magical practices, pulling cards, doing anything, on the spiritual side, the veils are thin, so we can receive very powerful messages through divination during Scorpio season. Let's see what we get. Treat your body well, Aries. Exercise, meditate, massage. Yeah, taking care of your body, as I said, physical movement, exercise, because, your planetary ruler Mars, and this goes for the Scorpios too, is in an opposition, very intense, two malefic planets. So you can be feeling even like in your body tense, maybe more tired. So treat your body well, do some really good self-care, exercise. That helps Aries to blow off the steam. So love you guys so much and wishing you a very happy new moon in Scorpio. Okay, our Taurus, sun, moon, and risings. You're having this new moon in Scorpio in your 7th house. The 7th house rules our commitments, our relationships in love, in work, with people that we've made a commitment to. So some of you Tauruses can be meeting a new lover or suitor around this new moon in Scorpio, or strengthening the bond, right? Scorpio has to do with merging and bonds, strengthening and deepening the bond with your romantic partner. Very good new moon to be doing that. Tantric work, you guys are going to hear me say sex and tantra a whole bunch of times. That's ruled by Scorpio. Deepening the connections with your committed partners, remaking commitments. It is very powerful, I think, when people do, renewing vow ceremonies, when we renew our commitments, when we go back and look at the commitments that we've made in our relationships. That is very powerful and very conscious to be doing that. So Taurus, the other people in your life are highlighted. And there could be something intense, because Scorpio rules intensity, going on with others around you in your life, where you may be called to maybe step into like a holding the space kind of role. Now, you guys aren't completely out of the waters, because you do have Pluto right on your midheaven in an opposition to Mars at the bottom of your chart on your IC. So you guys are feeling intense, and you are going through a very big transformation and up level professionally, and having to do with your long-term goals and legacy. And there might be a little bit of power struggle or conflict going on, again, with work, with older people, parents, family members, family dynamics, with that opposition in that place. Okay. But also with Scorpio new moon in your 7th house. 7th house isn't just our commitments and other people. It's also aesthetic, how we present ourselves through our fashion, through our style. So it can be a good new moon to transform. Scorpio rules transformation, right? Look at me today. I just got this new cowboy hat, and I was like, going to be going to the desert soon, and I got it for the desert. And I was like, what am I going to wear for my live today? And I just had the thought, why don't I wear my freaking cowboy hat? I feel so empowered when I wear the cowboy hat. I love the cowboy hat, and I happen to be a Taurus rising. So you can't make this stuff up. Trying on a new style or aesthetic can be very empowering, help you to step more into that up level of who you are and becoming. So hope that resonated, Taurus. And let's pull a card for you guys from the Ancestral Spirit Oracle cards for this new moon in Scorpio. What is the divine guidance for Tauruses? I keep hearing deepening the connection, deepen your connection with others. What do you need to say to the others to become even closer, to become even more authentic, right? Clear your mind. Be present, focus, embrace. Clear your mind. I feel like there is a lot going on for Taurus, sun, moon, and risings right now with Pluto on the midheaven, and it can feel a little bit intense. It can feel a little bit scattered and all over the place. So I'm getting with this card actually that meditation or yoga could be very, very beneficial for Tauruses at this time, doing things that where your mind is just clear, right? What do you do? What makes you feel like your mind is clear? Is that taking a nap? Is it meditating? Is it yoga? It feels like there's a lot going on for you guys, and remember to take some time out. Remember to take some break and pause. Okay. So shout out to all my fellow Taurus Sun Moon risings. Woohoo. Love you guys and happy new moon in Scorpio. Okay, Geminis. How are the Geminis doing out there? You guys are having this new moon in Scorpio in your sixth house. So, this is a great new moon to be setting intentions around a new health regiment, a new routine, a new something having to do with your day to day work, new pets. You know, Scorpio is very much about cleansing and detoxification. So, I love this new moon for you guys for starting a cleanse, for starting a detox, for bringing more of a routine where you're actively cleansing and taking care of your health in a way that, you know, can actually help with a health issue. That may sound stupid for me to say, but, you know, sometimes we try something like, oh, I'm taking these vitamin C pills from the, you know, the dollar store, just using a silly example. That's good for me. It's like, okay, Scorpio is like, no, that's not good for you. And did you know that most pills that you buy at most stores are filled with like gravel and rocks? Okay. So Scorpio is like the reality check and the realness of, you really want to take care of your health? You're going to have to maybe pay a little bit of extra for some real supplementation, pay a little bit extra to go talk to a naturopath, to do a cleanse, to do a detox, right? So your health and routines are very highlighted, and you can create new ones to go into the long term with this new moon in Scorpio. I also like this new moon in Scorpio for, you know, in work, there can be opportunities for you to feel more empowered, right? Do you feel empowered in the work that you do? Some of you guys may get promoted or recognized, right? Because Scorpio rules power, right? DigiBean says, yes, Meg, most supplements are shit. It's true. Most supplements are filled with shit. They're not even filled with anything good for you. So just, you know, Scorpio is like the realness and being mindful of, what am I actually doing? Right? Are these pills even filled with something good? Right? Is that action that I'm taking day to day, that routine, actually good for me, or does it make me feel like shit? Right? And Gemini, your health and routines is very important for you right now, because you have Pluto in your eighth house at the end of Capricorn in an opposition to Mars in Cancer at the time of this new moon in your second house. So this is showing like physical cleansing, spiritual cleansing, real deal healing work, very in alignment for you at the time of this new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so I love, love, love you guys so much. And let's pull a card for our Gemmies, our little Gemmies out there. Not, I don't mean to call you little, but when I say little, I mean that in a loving, endearing way. Ooh, damn. Go after your goals. It's like a night dude on there. That guy's not joking. That guy's got like a crazy weapon, his shield. He's got a whole army behind him. Go after your goals. Persist, encourage, advance. And Geminis, you do have high goals and you guys do have high dreams and you're multi-talented. Geminis are very, very smart and multi-talented. But to go after your goals, you need to be, you know, taking care of your health, taking care of your mind, your body, your spirit, that whole three-part connection. Okay. So, yes, you can have the craziest goals you want and put those out at the new moon in Scorpio, but how are you feeling? Right? Are you feeling good? I'm feeling intuitively that there's a lot of Geminis that might be having like a serious health issue right now, or a health issue that you've just been putting to the side. So let me know if that resonates with any of you guys, and go after your goals of not just professionally, not just for your gifts and talents, but also for, you know, taking care of yourself. Okay. I love you, Gemini, so much, and I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Scorpio. Cancer, Cancer, Cancers. How are you guys doing? Cancers are having this new moon in Scorpio in the fifth house. So, ooh, this is romantic and this is sexy, okay? Because the fifth house does have to do with sex, romance, creativity, also being in the spotlight, our inner children, fun, celebration. And Scorpio is the sign that rules sex and sexy time, okay? So, Cancers, this could be like this is a good new moon for going on out on a date. Okay, taking somebody out if you've had a crush on them, taking things to the next level. I know I'm talking about love and sex a lot in this video, but those are things that Scorpio rules in life, right? So Cancer, this is like a deepening of a bond, right? Of maybe someone that you have been attracted to and it hasn't been so serious, but this new moon in Scorpio can definitely bring it into a more serious place. Scorpio is also a very creative sign in the fifth house of creativity and your gifts and talents. So I love this new moon for putting out creative projects. Okay, Cancer, if there's something professionally where you're like, what's the best day for me to be putting this thing out there? The new moon in Scorpio in your fifth house is perfect for showcasing your gifts and talents. Also, I'm feeling that some of you Cancers are stepping into more of a entrepreneurial role or business venture, and this is a very good new moon to be putting yourself online or showing yourself in your community. Here I am, here's my gifts and talents, right? That's Leo. Look at me, here's what I'm good at, right? And Scorpio is about being empowered. I do love, new moon and Scorpio in your fifth house for doing any healing work around your inner child. Okay, fifth house is our inner child, and healing modalities that maybe have to do with dance or singing or some kind of creative modality can be really, really good for you guys. So let's see, Cancers, what we've got for your oracle card for this new moon in Scorpio. Respect your physical body. Detox, rejuvenate, relax. Interesting. Okay. You do have Mars in the first house in opposition to Pluto in your seventh house. And you guys are some of the most empathic people out there. So just being mindful of your body, what is yours and what is not yours, and what might be from somebody else. Okay. There can be an energy of detoxing from people that have maybe been draining you a little bit. Okay, respect your physical body. And I find for me, one of the best ways to come back into my own energy and respect myself is to connect to my inner child, listen to my inner child and what she has to say about situations that might be coming up in life. If you guys have never done any inner child meditation healing, I highly recommend that. There's multiple, free meditations and stuff on YouTube. My husband Jens does energy healing. He's very good at facilitating inner child healing. If anybody wants to do that with a practitioner, something maybe for you guys to think about, Cancers, because for this card to come up, and you got the new moon in your fifth house, which is very, very fun. That's like the fun house. There's something to be paying attention to, and I feel like it has to do with your boundaries and other people's energies that aren't yours. Okay, so I love you, Cancers, so much, and I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Scorpio. Okay, Leos. How are you guys feeling? You've got the new moon in Scorpio in your fourth house, which is the most private, secluded, personal, sensitive house, other than the 12th house of Pisces and the other water house, 8th house of Scorpio. This is a great new moon for setting intentions around home, anything having to do with home, your foundation in life, your emotions, family, maybe wanting to start a family, maybe wanting to strengthen the family union, looking into your ancestors and the past, right? Fourth house can have to do with our ancestors. Scorpio has to do with research, getting to the bottom of things. So you can be feeling quite emotional and sensitive with this new moon in Scorpio, Leos, but I think it's very positive for healing with family, anything having to do with home and ancestors. And there can be positive new developments with your home situation. Also, if you're into investing, because Scorpio is the sign that rules investing in hidden money, fourth house is real estate. Fourth house is homes and anything having to do with homes, real estate, women as well. So it's something to keep in mind. We are going to have just a couple days after this new moon, Mars ingress into Leo, your sign, in an opposition to Pluto. So that's going to be very dramatic for all of us, and in particular the Leos. So just want you guys to be mindful of, any drama that might be coming up in life or conflict. That is a normal part of life. Not everything is airy fairy. What is worth your time, what is worth your energy, and what might be drama that's trying to feed you in to a situation that could be an energy leak. Okay, so just being mindful of that as we get into the Mars in Leo transit. Okay, Leos, let's pull a card for you guys for this new moon. I love these cards. Thank you, Jill and Steve, my friends, for gifting them to me. I keep pulling this card lately. Explore your creative side. Well, Leos, you are a sign that rules creativity and the inner child and joy and play. Visualize, paint, record. Don't forget your creative side. Okay, we need you guys to be creative. You guys are the artists and the comedians and the creators, really, of the whole zodiac. And this is intense times out there. So share your creative side with the collective and also with yourself to help to deal with the energies of this new moon. Again, as I said, you can be feeling more emotional and sensitive as it is in your fourth house, but the fourth house can also be very creative. Cancer is about our emotions. So tapping into your emotions and making a new creation from your emotional realm and your feelings. So I love you, Leo, so much. And I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Scorpio. All right, Virgo, sun, moon, and risings. How are you guys feeling out there? You're going to be having this new moon in your third house. Okay, so this could be a busy time for you where it can feel like there's a lot of different things going on for you, can feel quite intense with your local environment, neighborhood, friends, siblings. I love this new moon for you, Virgo, for having in-depth conversations, no bullshit conversations with the people close to you in life, right? The third house is the house of communication, sharing information, right? So I'm not saying have a crazy woo-woo conversation with someone that's not ready for it and totally mind fuck them. That's not what I'm saying. There just naturally could come up to be very intense conversations. Okay, and know that this is actually a good new moon for you to be having those conversations with friends, with siblings, with cousins, with neighbors, people in your local community. Also a good new moon for you to be going out into your local community, maybe going to a new moon ceremony or event. You could make some really nice connections, deep connections with people, have meaningful conversations, and learn something new about your local environment that maybe you didn't know before. Scorpio is about research and investigation and going deep. So that can be really, really powerful for you guys. And let's see what we've got. Might also be, I will say, there could possibly be some power struggle with some friends. We do have Mars in your 11th house in an opposition to Pluto in your fifth. So, there could be friends that are really going through something that you're maybe needing to be in a supportive role with, or maybe, a situation comes up with you and a friend where an intense conversation needs to be had. You guys are in a powerful position to have those real deal conversations when they need to come up. So let's see what your card is, Virgos, for this new moon. Wow. I've never pulled that card before. Psychic strength. Look at that lady. She's intense. That's like very scorpionic. She looks like a Scorpio. That's crazy. Shield, talismans, gold light. Psychic strength. Okay, so this is new moon where also your psychic abilities can be very strong and on fire, right? And you're seeing things clearly. Look at that woman's eyes. There's something that you're seeing more clearly. And interesting that it says shield. Important for you to be honest with who you have around you in your life. And do you maybe need to shield yourself a bit more from any negative energies or any energy leaks? Okay, so ooh, some cool psychic feelings coming up for you guys. So I love you, Virgos, and I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Scorpio. Okay, next we move to our lovely Libras. How are the Libras doing out there? Libras, you're having this new moon in Scorpio. Aren't you the lucky duckies? Okay, because you're having this in your second house of income, of values, of pleasure and enjoyment. So, again, this is a very sensual, sexy new moon in Scorpio for you, where you can be feeling good. Okay, you can be feeling really like you're wanting to enjoy the sensuality of life. You're being very aware of your deep seated values coming to the surface that come from you, right? Libra rules other people. So sometimes the challenge for Libra is they're holding other people's values or other people's goals and dreams. I love this new moon in Scorpio for you guys to be connecting to your own desires and values, right? Maybe do a meditation by yourself. Maybe do a little ceremony ritual by yourself. Maybe spend the day by yourself. See what it feels like to be on your own, right? That's one of Scorpio's superpowers, is to be comfortable being alone and in your own energy and in your own power and strength, and see what gets revealed to you. Can be some really powerful new income streams coming in. This is a financial house, the second house in Scorpio, financial sign. So good for making investments that are grounded in things that are actually of value. Okay. So very nice for you, Libras. And we do have Mars in your 10th house in an opposition to Pluto. So, yes, that can be like power struggles for all of us as a theme, but also maybe there's something very positive professionally coming up for you, where there might be a promotion or a new opportunity for you to step into greater empowerment. And I'm hearing that you guys are being initiated into who you truly are. So I feel like, when we go through times of initiation or great change, it is very important for ourselves to be connected to self, spend a little bit of time alone, not all in, people's business and energies, so to speak. So let's see what your card is for this new moon, Libras. Ooh, get into nature. You can't make this stuff up because the second house of Taurus rules nature, getting outside, land, the pleasures and beauties of life, right? Which nature is one of those. Coexistence, gather, limit, waste. So that was one thing I forgot to say for the second house. It also rules nature, get out into nature, power spots of nature, Scorpio, while connecting to this new moon. And look at this lady. She's by herself. Right. Well, it looks like she's by herself, connecting to a tree, connecting to nature, connecting to spirit. Something for you guys to think about. Can be really good way to work with this new moon in Scorpio. So I love you, Libras, so much. Also, when we get out into nature on our own, nature automatically earths us, grounds us, cleanses us of anything that's not ours or anything that's heavy, right? So love you, Libras, and happy new moon. Okay, next we've got the Scorpios, my fellow Scorpios. I'm a little bit concerned about the Scorpios. Okay, I'm going to be honest, because it's such an intense energy right now. Yes, it's our season. Yes, it's our birthday season, but we've got Pluto at the end of Capricorn. We've got Mars in an opposition to Pluto, and these are our two planetary rulers. Okay, so why I'm a little bit concerned is because I'm a Scorpio. I know all y'all, you guys can't hide from me. Okay, because I'm one of you guys. So we are the most intense sign. We are the most misunderstood sign, and we rule the shadow side of life. And we rule the hidden and the mysteries and the temptations. Okay. And self-sabotage. I've been saying this the whole past week to the Scorpios. Please be very mindful of being tempted into your self-sabotage with this energy right now. Because yes, new moons are positive and we can set our intentions and it's a fresh new beginning, but it's also a powerful point in the lunation cycle where the Scorpio energy is even stronger, right? With that Mars Pluto opposition. So interesting that Tree Huggers for Trump says, my beloved son is super Scorpio. I'm checking on him constantly right now. Yeah, this is where Scorpio, if you're struggling with something serious, might be good to talk to somebody about it, which I know we hate doing that. We hate being vulnerable. We don't like opening up and showing our weaknesses, but uh, it's okay to ask for help if you're struggling with something. Okay, because Scorpios, we do hold a lot of space for others, and we're there. We're comfortable in the crisis situations. We're there at the drop of the hat if someone needs us. This is a time where if you've got Scorpios in your life, please check in on the Scorpios. If you are a Scorpio, check in on yourself and be honest with yourself. Okay. If we consciously work with this new moon, this can be one of the most powerful, empowering moments of our lives. Okay. And that sounds very dramatic for me to say, but it's true. If we are unconscious with this new moon and we go into our shadow side, it could be highly detrimental for ourselves and others around us and the whole timeline that we are on. Okay. So, Scorpio, are you choosing empowerment and being in the Phoenix Eagle Scorpio archetype? Or are you like jaded and you actually need some healing work and you're in the Snake Scorpio and you're just like, fuck it, I don't care. Right. And I know it's challenging for Scorpios because we're the bullshit detectors. We see through all the lies. We're the natural truthers and conspiracy theorists. And we're tired. We're like really tired with it and all the BS, but please hang in there. And I forget who said this, but I think one of my maybe astrology teachers or family members said this one time that the savior for Scorpio, the one thing that will truly save a Scorpio is spirituality and really stepping into your spiritual connection through prayer, meditation, spiritual self development. That is what will save you. Okay. If you're going through a really, really rough time, dark night of the soul, this could be like a dark night of the soul moment for a lot of Scorpios. Yeah, Jenny is saying, totally agree, exhausted. And Scorpios, yes, you can set those intentions and goals, but know that Saturn is still retrograde. So even though Saturn is in trine to the sun, don't expect things to just like happen right away. This horoscope for the Scorpio is like you have shit to deal with right now that is unresolved. Okay. So please be honest with yourself about what is going on in your life, what is possibly self sabotage, what is possibly negative energy. Okay. So that with those goals and intentions that we set, we can move into the future with them, right? And actually co create them. So I see you Scorpios out there. You can't hide from me. Okay. Let's see what your card is for our new moon, our annual new moon. Are you going to let it make you or are you going to let it break you? I'm hearing spirit say. Family connections. You can't make this stuff up. Respect, people, kinship. And Scorpios, we have transit Pluto at the bottom of our chart on our IC right now. So a lot of the deeper issue of what might be going on, it's familial and it's ancestral. And it's things that can be really uncomfortable to look at right now. But anything that's like unresolved trauma or pain turns into unconscious self sabotage behavior. Right. So if you're like, what the hell is Meg talking about? Everything's fine. Look at your family, how you grew up, your childhood. What's traumatic that's unresolved or what's going on right now that's kind of weird. something for you guys to think about. So love you, Scorpios. Happy new moon in Scorpio. It's intense. Okay, our lives are intense, but I love you, and it's an amazing opportunity for self-growth and empowerment. Okay, Saggy Waggies, how are you doing out there? You've got this new moon in Scorpio in your 12th house. This is super, super magical because Scorpio, water sign, 12th house of Pisces, water sign. This is about spirituality and creativity and healing as well. Okay. 12th house can be deep-seated subconscious or karmic issues that may be coming to the surface for you. Your Saggies, you're likely having very intense dreams. You might be having your fears coming up in your dreams. I advise you to pay attention to your dreams and make time for sleep and rest, because you're in your dream time, which is the 12th house of Pisces. You're processing a lot right now. Okay. And this is a very powerful, Scorpio rules power, powerful time for spiritual healing work. Okay. Also, very powerful time for behind the scenes creative work. We got Mars in your 8th house in an opposition to Pluto in your 2nd house. So yeah, this is for you in the Geminis, which is your opposite sign. You guys are having those two in the 8th and 2nd house reversed. So this is for you, this is deep. This is deep. I know the Saggies like to be out there and traveling and expanding and experiencing life, but this is a new moon of Scorpio of going within, going behind the scenes and healing and envisioning and dreaming and paying attention to your spiritual side. Marilyn says, Sag Sun, super crazy dreams, tired a lot too. Yeah, Saggies, you can be feeling more tired for sure. So don't like over exert yourself. New moon in Scorpio is also like the 12th house can be addictions as well. And Scorpio can rule addictions as well. So please be mindful of like any over alcohol or drugs or plant medicine, stuff like that. This is just like chill out, because you guys are already feeling like you're on something. You can be feeling like, whoa, what's going on? Okay. T-Boss 444 says extremely tired. Darlene says my moon is in Sagittarius. My dreams have been crazy. Yeah, makes sense for sure. So Saggies, let's see what your card is for this new moon in Scorpio. Embrace your inner gypsy. Well, you guys are the gypsies. You guys are the gypsies. So that's kind of funny because you've already embraced that. Freedom, fun, music. So it's like acknowledging that, yeah, you're the gypsies. Yes, you are going to go out. Yes, there is more for you to expand. Yes, yes, yes. I'm getting the sense that a lot of Saggies might be feeling off with this new moon in Scorpio. There's like something coming up for you to deal with that it's like, wait a second, why am I feeling like a Pisces? I'm a Sag, I'm a gypsy. What the fuck's going on? Right? Be present with what is coming up for you. And this is a point of it's very good to be just honoring yourself. Okay, not forcing anything. I got to go out to that party because the guy that I met from Bali is there and he's my twin flame and la la la. And I'm going to go to England next week. Just chill for a sec. This is about the hidden side that doesn't get a lot of attention. 12th house that wants some attention right now. So yeah, like you guys can be feeling off. There can be crazy dreams. The shadow side is coming up, which Saggies are very optimistic and they can handle it. You guys can handle it. So yeah, very like huge insights and downloads can be coming forward for you, Saggies, that are actual deep-seated truths on how to move forward that you wouldn't be receiving if you didn't make time to just rest and pause and sleep and dream. So I hope that makes sense, how I just shared that. Love you, Saggies, and happy new moon in Scorpio. Okay, next we move to our Capricorns. You're having this new moon in Scorpio in your 11th house. So this is fantastic new moon for you to set long-term goals intentions, dreams, because the 11th house and the 10th house rules are long-term goals, dreams, wishes, right? So this is electric for you guys. This is very inspirational for you guys. And we've been going through that Pluto and Capricorn transit the last 16 years, and we're almost over it. On the new moon in Scorpio, it will be 18 days until Pluto moves into Aquarius, and you got Pluto off your back. Okay. So this new moon in Scorpio, you're feeling it. You're like, Pluto's almost out of my sign. I'm almost out of this dark night of the soul that I've been in for the past 16 years. And envision what you want your future to look like. Capricorns is the only sign that I'm going to say, yeah, I'm telling everyone to be in the present moment, but let yourself envision the future and how bright and hopeful that is, because a lot of you guys have been in really intense territory the last 16 years, right? Write out, what are you excited about for the future and the age of Aquarius, right? 11th house is Aquarius. There could be, this, I'm not a financial advisor, but just saying this can be a good new moon for investing in Aquarian kind of things, right? Cryptocurrency, new technologies, new innovation and invention. But remember, things that are actually rooted in common sense and value. And you can be making with this new moon in Scorpio some very deep new friendship or like-minded community bonds as well. So it's uplifting, it's hopeful, it's creative, inspirational, and I really like the energy of this new moon in Scorpio for you guys. We've almost got Pluto out of your sign. Okay, Cappies, let's see what is your oracle card message for the new moon. We pulled this for another one of the signs as well. Clear your mind. Be present. Focus. Embrace. So know that, yes, it's been very, very intense with Pluto in your sign, but it's like the Aquarian clearing of your mind of there are brighter times ahead. I'm seeing you guys sitting in meditation and prayer and envisioning the future and trusting in that, because that is coming. You guys have been going through hell. Okay. Capricorns have been going through a Plutonic initiation. And I hope that I can bring some relief to you guys that that's almost over starting on November 19th. So hopefully that can clear your mind a little bit. Focus, embrace. Beautiful. So that's interesting that that's come up for twice. So that's a message for all of us for sure. So I love you, Capricorn, so much. I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Scorpio. Now we move to our Aquarians. You guys are having this new moon in Scorpio in the 10th house. So your work, career, long-term goals, parents, older people in your life are highlighted. This is a great new moon to be setting intentions having to do with your work, entrepreneurship, your legacy, right? What is the real empowered dream and goal that you have that's coming from you, right? Not coming from other projected expectations. So I'm hearing that you know what you came here to do. And with Pluto moving into Aquarius soon, November 19th, this is our last new moon with Pluto and Capricorn for over 240 years. Last one for our lifetime. You are about to go through the biggest initiation of your life. So this is a great new moon to get comfortable with envisioning how far are you willing to go? How far are you willing to up level? What professional fields, and a lot of Aquarians will be changing their work, changing their positions of power. What are you ready to step into professionally or in terms of your legacy and commitment in life? There can be an intense situation or transformation happening with an older person or parental figure having this new moon in your 10th house as well. So I want you guys to be aware of that. And let's see what your card is, Aquarians. Ooh, balance yourself. Wow. Direction, growth, life stages. Wow. Yeah, it's no joke that Pluto is moving into your sign. So if you're, this is actually a really good message because if you're unbalanced with this new moon in Scorpio, it's going to make you, as I said, things are being amplified with Scorpio, even more imbalance. If you start to put energy towards getting even more balanced in your mind, body, spirit, it'll happen more effortlessly and you'll be way better prepared for Pluto going into your sign. Because if we're doing any weird stuff in our life, if we're not honoring ourselves, Pluto is going to kick us in the butt and it's going to expose it all. Okay. So, direction, growth, life stages. I'm so excited that you're going to have Pluto in your sign. And this is our last new moon before Pluto goes into your sign. So, being open to that, right? Maybe if you're really into the astrology like me, maybe doing a little ritual prayer where you're like, I'm an Aquarius and I'm ready for Pluto about to be in my sign. You know, what can you share with me, universe? I surrender to that. Help me find balance in that, right? So Digibeen says, yes, balance is key, definitely. So I love you, Aquarians, so much, and have a very happy new moon in Scorpio. Pisces, we've got this new moon in your ninth house. Okay, so some of you guys may be traveling to a foreign place. Can be a good time for you guys to be doing foreign travel, starting a new course, or learning a new subject. There could be a new teacher or mentor that is empowering for you, or a very powerful person coming into your life. And remember, this new moon, it is about fresh new beginnings, but there can also be a release taking place. Okay, so releasing any beliefs that don't serve you, or people that you've considered a mentor or a teacher that maybe perhaps doesn't serve you anymore. And the ninth house has to do with our higher connection. Scorpio has to do with the other side, the hidden mysteries of life. So I think beautiful things can be revealed to you through spiritual practices, meditation, whatever resonates with you at the time of this new moon can be really, really powerful for you guys. And huge expansion and growth can be happening for sure. You got Pluto in your 11th house in opposition to Mars in your 5th house at the time of this new moon. So it is highlighting, your confidence, your gifts and talents, showcasing them out into the world. I do like this new moon for you guys for showcasing your gifts and talents. I'm a Pisces. Here's what I have to say. Look at me. New moon in the ninth house with Mars in your 5th house. Things that can go viral, things that can go international, you being heard by a lot of people, right? So, Pisces, I love you guys so much. You're very strong with Saturn and Neptune in your sign. You're doing God's work, literally. You guys are like the magical creatures of the zodiac. And, sometimes people can want to have control over a Pisces because you're so magical. So I'm just getting that sense again, like be mindful of who you're seeking mentorship from, be mindful of who you're seeking teaching from, because this new moon in Scorpio will expose people that aren't for your highest good. Enjoy music. Ooh, instruments, sound, tone. That's so cool because Pisces is one of the signs that rules music. So you guys are actually naturally musical. And if you are feeling very off or you are feeling intense with this new moon in Scorpio, do something musical. Play music that makes you feel good. Maybe start playing an instrument or pick up an instrument that you haven't played for a while. Go to a concert, right? Go see live music. Very, very positive for Pisces as it's one of the signs that rules music. Maison Lenormand says, you are the most fun astrologer to watch too and very unique. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for saying that, you guys. Well, for saying that, Maison Lenormand. And thank you guys so much for joining me. So we gone through the collective, we gone through all the 12 signs for this new moon in Scorpio. I really hope that you enjoyed this live stream. You can check out my readings, my tip jar, my courses, all my social links, everything at the description below. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my Meg Moonbeam YouTube, Rumble, and X channels. intense territory that we are in, but I know we are all strong enough to deal with it very consciously. And I love you all so, so much. See you later. Happy new moon. Bye.